Hi, welcome to the Yarn on Yarns YouTube channel. My name is Angela and all the places you can find me should be linked in the description box just below this video. Welcome to day 3 of the 12 cast-ons of Christmas. It's Christmas Eve as I'm recording this, Tuesday the 24th, and I'm really excited about today's cast-on. I will be casting on a pair of socks, as is somewhat of a tradition now, started by the lovely Danny of Little Bobbin Knits. And yeah, I think most people out there who are sock knitters and who want to cast on do so on Christmas Eve, which is just a really lovely online tradition now, started by Danny. So I'm going to be joining in the festive fun. I'm not sure what sort of day we've got ahead of us. I don't think we've got too much planned. I'm assuming we will go out for a walk or a wander at some point, and we've got some cooking to do today, but I should have a reasonable amount of knitting time. So today's project, I am going to house it in this gorgeous bag that I have from Emma of Eldenwood Craft. This is a bag that I got in a kit a couple of years ago. It was a collaboration between Emma and Helen of Yantan Tetherer yarns, and oh, Helen dyes the most gorgeous colourways. If you've not tried Helen's yarns before, hop on over to her Etsy shop and check her out. I've recently bought some new yarn from her which I haven't shared yet, but I will probably share that in the new year. It is stunning. Anyway, project bag from Emma. I've got my socks on board badge, which I purchased from Mars, who is Hey Brown Berry. So already lots of Friends elements coming into this project. And then inside this bag, maybe not the most festive of colourways. I know a lot of people cast on sort of Christmassy colourways for the Christmas Eve cast on, but I will be casting on this. Which I know for probably lots of you out there is not very exciting, but for me it's super exciting. It's Payton's Croy sock yarn in the blue striped rag colourway, and ever since I started watching podcasts I've seen this sock yarn pop up everywhere, and you just can't get it here in the UK. And I mentioned this on a video I think a few weeks ago, and my lovely friend Erin, who lives over in Canada, she is Dufferin24, sent me 2 balls of this sock yarn. So I will finally have my very own pair of blue striped rag socks, which I am so excited about. Do I look like a festive reindeer? I look like some, I'm sure. Anyway, so yes, sock yarn at the ready. I've got my favourite sock yarn needles, which are my ChowGoos, and in my bag I also have ready one of my favouriteest stitch markers, which is this gorgeous little moose. This was also a gift from Erin, so I am all ready for my Christmas Eve cast on. We'll just have to see how far we get today, and I guess we shall find that out pretty soon. It's the 25th of December. Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates, and if you don't, well, I hope you just have a lovely day anyway. I have snuck off to find a few minutes to myself just to share with you what I managed for my Christmas Eve cast on yesterday. I'm wearing my hat, not because I'm one of the cool kids that wears their hats indoors. It's the room that I'm in. It's the only room in the house that's not connected to our central heating system. There is heating up here, but you have to put it on separately. It's quite chilly up here this morning, and it's not worth putting the heater on just for the short amount of time that I'm going to be up here. We made it to the big day. I have unwrapped a few presents. James and I don't really exchange big gifts or anything like that. He gave me a little spoiler that I've got no Yarny related gifts this year. But I did have a few packages to open, which I've already done this morning. The first was from Christine from Australia, and you may remember me mentioning that if you followed the channel for a little while. She sent me a couple of lovely wrapped packages with some gorgeous no peeking labels on, so I ripped those open in eagerness this morning, and she sent me these gorgeous fabrics. So there's this one which kind of reminds me of a tui bird, but I don't know if it says. No, it's got the designer of the fabric on the selve edge, but not the sort of name of the print. But that isn't that glorious, and I love birds, and I've got one bird bag in my project bag stash that I'd like to destash because so it sounds a bit mean to say on Christmas, but I don't really support that maker anymore. So this will be a really lovely fabric to make myself a project bag to replace that one. And also, which is super fun, is a fat quarter from the Stitching Post, and the Stitching Post is a little shop in Arrowtown in New Zealand, and I visited that shop on my trip to New Zealand, and this has got lots of sort of stylised birds, kiwis and things like that, which is gorgeous too. So I'm going to have fun in the new year sometime making myself a couple of new project bags. Thank you, Christine. And Christine also sent me some lovely green tea with ginger and lemongrass, and ginger is one of my favourite flavours, and again this is from New Zealand, so I'm really looking forward to treating myself to a cup of that later on. And then in the advent calendar that Caroline had made for me, there was a package labelled the 25th, so I opened that up this morning, and there's some gorgeous fibre, which is 60% superwash merino and 20% silk, 20% polyamide. It says superwash merino / something else, which I can't quite make out. Maybe you can clarify that for me, Caroline. But isn't that gorgeous? And it feels so soft. Those gorgeous vibrant greens are showing up a lot brighter on the screen. They're a little bit more muted in real life. Oh, but I wish you could feel it. It feels so gorgeously soft, yummy. And then I was also in a little Secret Santa exchange with a few of my friends, and we were exchanging some yarn and an ornament. The ornament's already hung on my tree. Maybe I'll try and get some video footage to pop into tomorrow's video of that ornament up on the tree because it's super cute. But I also received this absolutely stunning skein of lichen and lace and the sunburnt lobster colourway. Oh, it's just beautiful. There's like some lovely purples, oranges, reds. This is an absolutely stunning skein. I can't wait to find the perfect project for that. So yes, thank you, Secret Santa. And then one more thing before I show off the progress on my socks from yesterday. I just want to give some shout outs again to some lovely people who have left comments on the last couple of videos, letting me know what they're going to be working on or casting on. So the lovely Martin has said that he will be starting 4 knit projects and 1 crochet project. Pamela is going to be starting a northeasterly blanket, and I love that pattern, and there is a chance that might be my next scrappy blanket once I finish my crochet granny striped blanket. But Pamela's got this great idea to use her northeasterly to track the results of her favourite football team, so that sounds really interesting. Pamela's also going to be casting on for a scarf, some socks and a mermaid tail for her granddaughter, which sounds like a lot of fun. And then two lovely Jeanettes left to comment. One has cast on the Ashpath mitts, and I know that Jeanette has finished these because she also sent a little picture of her finished Ashpath yesterday, and they are glorious. And Ashpath is a lovely pattern by Zoe, who is Pins and Needles UK, some fingerless mitts. And then the other Jeanette said that she is hoping to cast on something, but she's not one that works on multiple whips, but she might be tempted to cast on something new if she can find something in her little stash that inspires her to cast on. So that'd be fantastic. I do hope that you join in the cast on fun, Jeanette. And then Tina said she is casting on an Alaska hat. I don't know that pattern, so when I get a bit of time, I am... Sorry about the shaking there. Newt's on the prowl and she just knocked my tripod. Newt's my cat. Where was I? Oh yes, the Alaska hat. I don't know that pattern, but I'm definitely going to try and find some time to look that one up. And then Ellie and Dee are going to be working on some whips. Jamming with Yarn is very excitingly going to try and cast on her first pair of socks. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you. I love knitting socks, as you know, so I hope that you enjoy it. My first pair of socks were a little bit of a disaster. They turned out way too big, but once you get it, you get it. So I hope you enjoy it and that you get the sock knitting bug. And then Jane has cast on a shawl and a baby hat. Baby hats are so cute, aren't they? And finally, the lovely Michelle is contemplating whether to cast on a poncho or a sweater from some lovely new yarn that she recently purchased. So there's lots of fantastic casting on going on out there and planning for cast-ons, which I just love. So thank you to everyone who has shared what they're going to be making. So without further ado, time to show off the progress on my blue stripe rag socks. I didn't actually get to cast on until yesterday evening. I was hoping to get some footage of me casting on in front of the Christmas tree, but literally I didn't have 2 minutes to myself yesterday once everyone had got up and we got the day started, so that didn't happen. We sat down in the evening and we watched Scrooged and a couple of lovely David Attenborough nature documentaries, so we did have quite a lot of sort of downtime in the evening, which was nice. And oops, this is what I managed to get done. So I've got well over one pattern repeat of the striping sequence done. I love this yarn. It's gorgeous. It's lovely to knit with. Yeah, it feels gorgeous and the colour's lovely. I love this kind of muted rainbow kind of effect from this colourway. And I'm probably only a few rows away now from where I pop in some waste yarn for my heel, so I don't like to knit my legs too long. So yes, got plenty of yarn left in that first ball. I reckon, I'm not going to put in any contrast with this first pair, but I reckon I will have enough left to either knit myself a pair of shorty socks or maybe another pair with some contrast heels, toes and cuffs after I finish this first pair. This one is going to be a real wrench to put away today because I just want to keep on working. I want to have my own pair of blue stripe rag socks. So I reckon I will come back to those pretty quickly in the new year. Oh, now I've shown you, I can pop in my, where's he gone? My Moose Progress Keeper to complete my project. Jewellery for knitting, I love it. Okay, so that is everything for today's video. Once again, thank you to everyone who is watching and who has left comments. As I said yesterday, I will get round to replying to everyone, but it might not be for a few days yet. I hope that you get to do some of the things that you enjoy, that you have a nice, peaceful, festive time of year. Until next time, great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now.